Hello, everyone. How are you doing? I hope you are doing great. Hope you've had a great weekend. Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. Happy Monday. Hope you are having a fantastic day so far. Hope your day is nice and bright and sunshiny, which we had in New York, except now we've been having the craziest weather. It is raining buckets in New York. So all our beautiful weather of earlier today is gone. And so we are back to the last couple of days. We've been having these ridiculous thunderstorms, very loud thunder. And so the thunder is not so loud today. Hopefully it stays that way. And so, yeah, but other than that, we are good. It's September 11th. Today, as we remember, what happened back in 2001. And so there's a lot of remembrance and stuff like that in New York. But apart from that, other than that, things are well here. Apart from our rainy time right now, but so anyways, what is going on in Sussex world, Invictus world? Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! I am so full and overwhelmed with just amazement and love and just all of the wonderful things that we're getting out of Invictus Games as we always get. I mean, it has just been such an incredibly inspiring, amazing, wonderful, loving, all kinds of greatness happening in Dusseldorf, Germany. And every time I turn on my computer or something, I am like dying that I'm not there, but I'm not going to be bitter. But it has just been amazing just seeing all the wonderful, and there are all these wonderful squaddies out there. I know the Duchess, Peace, or the Duchess of Dusseldorf, as she calls herself. Um, she is there, and a whole host of squaddies are there having a great time. They are posting all up and down on social media. I mean, mostly I am on Twitter, so that's where I see them. And so it's been wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to see. It is just amazing. I mean, and of course you can go and watch. Like I was watching a little bit of the rugby on YouTube because Invictus Dusseldorf have their YouTube channel, and so they are streaming live on YouTube. So it is wonderful. I got to see a little bit of the game, the rugby game, not the whole thing, but we'll get to that in a second. But I mean, amazing that we have seen I'm just going to move myself out of the way here. One of the wonderful things we've seen, from the Harry's opening day speech, it has been just everyone has been sharing this thing. Everyone now, and I'm not even talking squaddies, so many people are watching this speech and are just blown away and so inspired by Prince Harry's speech. So I'm going to move my scrolly bar at the bottom, as you can see if you're new here and you have not subscribed to our channel. Go ahead and subscribe, click the notification bell so that you know when we drop a video, and please like and share the video. And if you're able, please join the channel, which helps us on a monthly basis. Thank you so much again for all those of you who have. And again, I am recording this, so it's not live. I will be dropping this later on today. As you can see at the bottom there, that, at least when I got this earlier today, it so far has garnered 2.4 million views. It is just like everyone is watching this thing. It is amazing. Harry's speech and his poise and the love and the heart, which is what everybody's talking about, just his heart for that speech. And plus, he just looks amazing too. It is just, I mean, it warms your heart just to see and so many people are like, oh my God, these people in the UK have, they have just messed up to let this guy go. Harry is amazing. People are just getting his heart. And he's all heart and love and just being so great in the world. And so it's Macklemore. I love, I don't really know much about Macklemore. I'm not into Macklemore, and I didn't even stay for his music at the end because I'm not a fan of or anything like that. Plus, I don't really know much about Macklemore anyway, and I should say that. But Macklemore has been posting about his time in Dusseldorf with Harry, and so I love this post. Macklemore is like, he just edited Harry's book. It's like Harry is now writing about life with Macklemore. And he says, well, I have to support my bro's book. Honored he wrote this stuff about me. Blast, hashtag blast. I love his sense of humor, even though I'm not into his music. I love his sense of humor. Yesterday it was about him and Harry, doing a teaming up and do a concert together. Harry could do the comedy and so he seems like a really cool guy. And it seemed that the two of them got along really well. And so kudos for him, really, in there for his bro Harry. So, but I love it. Life with Macklemore. Kudos to you, Macklemore. I'm like, maybe I'll become a fan. But I'm telling you, this has been Harry's Invictus. Harry is everywhere. He is, and I think this was by design, like how he and Meghan probably figured out, when she's gonna come, because he has been, from the moment he got there, just meeting with everyone, all the delegates from all the different countries. I mean, he has been everywhere, in the last couple of days. And I would assume until Meghan gets there, you will see this pattern of him just meeting all the delegates, all the countries, all the athletes, being at all the games and stuff. And then when Meghan gets there, they can probably enjoy the rest of it with just as a family, enjoying the rest of the games and just going and enjoying meeting the athletes and stuff like that. Again, whether the kids are going to be there, who knows. That, he introduced Meghan first time to his family at the Invictus Games. Would I be surprised if he brought the kids to introduce them to the kids here at the games? I wouldn't be surprised at all, but who knows? We'll see when that happens. But Senator Bill Nelson, who was leading, he is from NASA and he is leading the U.S. delegate. So he tweeted out, he says, the Invictus Games DE are about power of resilience and inspiration and unity. It was an honor to join Team US co-captain Patrick Nugent, as you see at the top, the picture, US ambassador to Germany, Sennav Seknav, and Prince Harry, and so many heroes this weekend. So here he is with Prince Harry. He is part of the US delegation. It's about 10 of them that the president sent to the games to represent him. So, and I just love that, how comes from the top. They are sending a team to represent them at the games, and so many countries have done that. And it's just I mean, those athletes, I just feel so much pride for them. I feel so much pride for them that they just are taken care of by their governments, which the UK would start doing it, but they're a whole other issue with that country. But anyway, Prince Harry is going around meeting more people. I think you Lark data from, she's a squatty. She posted this. She says, Prince Harry with Ziad Ojakli, Executive Vice President and Government and Operations at Boeing. And we know Boeing is, presenting the games. They're the huge sponsor of the games. Boeing, an American aviation company and defense contractor, employs 20,000 plus vets. They expand their sponsorship of Invictus Games, becoming the 2023 presenting partner. As we know, last year in The Hague, it was Land Rover who was a presenting partner, and this time it was Boeing that's the presenting partner. And also Amazon jumped in and they purchased all the tickets so people can go to all of these sporting events for free, because Amazon has purchased out all the tickets, and so that people can just go to for free. Other than the opening and the closing ceremony where you have to pay for, everything else is free. So it's just wonderful, the partnerships that Invictus Games has, that they're just coming in and they are just supporting our vets, And then Invictus Games Foundation tweeted out, it was great for us to be joined by Bill Nelson, which again we just met from NASA, from the U.S. delegation, leading the U.S. delegation, NASA Administrator Carlos Del Toro, the Secretary of the United States Navy. You see them right next to Bill. Bill is in the blue, and then Carlos del Toro is right next to him. And the Honorable Minister of Defense of Nigeria, Ali Haji Mohammed Abubakar Badaru. Abubakar Badaru, sorry. And that's him sitting right next to Harry with this fantastic, I just love his outfit. I don't know if they say outfit, but his clothes. I don't know what they call it, but so he is the Nigerian defense minister there. And the Invictus Nigeria having a great time. I mean, they've already won bronze medal and the gold medal. They're having a great time, enjoying, and a lot of squaddies are from Nigeria, so they are there enjoying them as well. So Invictus Nigeria tweeted it out. It's not the best of pictures because it came from a video. So it says Minister Defense Info NG and Prince Harry enjoying a game together at the Invictus 2023, and I think this was the rugby they were at yesterday. And so there's Harry with the group there, and David you can see at the but next to Mr. Del Toro, Carlos, that's David on the end there. So they were all having a great time yesterday. And also team, like I said, Harry, this is Harry's Invictus. Harry is everywhere. This is Harry with Team Korea. He was sitting and watching, I think it was powerlifting. I'm sorry, was it rowing or lifting? One of them. Oh, I forgot which one that Harry was sitting with them as the Korean team. And this Korean news outlet says Korea launches bid to host the Invictus Games in 2029. The Minister of Patriots and Veterans Affairs, Park Min-sik, met with the Britain's Prince Harry at the Invictus Games held in Düsseldorf, Germany on Sunday. And I tried a few times to get the article, like open up the article, and every time I open it up, and I don't know if it's the site. The problem with the site, my computer kept freezing, so I had to just leave it alone. And I'm like, I don't want this damaging my computer. But apparently they launch a bit. Oh my goodness, here is the thunder again. Hopefully you're not hearing it, but it's loud outside. But anyway, I was like kind of delaying this so that the thunder could go away. But what are you going to do? It's there. But anyway, so Korea has launched their bid to host the games in 2029. I know I heard that Italy has also launched their bid. I know at The Hague last year, I know Poland was, they were jonesing about hosting it as well. So I don't know if they launched their bid, but I think Italy and now Korea has launched their bid for 2029. And so it's amazing how Invictus Games, people are launching their bid for 2029. And then we think of the Commonwealth Games where nobody wants to host. I mean, speaks for itself, right? It speaks for itself. This is impact. This game has impact on people's lives. And so people are really excited to be hosting these games. And of course, we know 2025 is going to be in Whistler, Vancouver, Whistler. And so it's going to be more of a winter game, adaptive sports, including all of these and including winter sports as well in 2025. 2027, I don't know who's doing 2027, but we are at 2029 already. So yeah, very, very, very exciting. This story, and I love when NATO, I don't know why I have this fascination with NATO. And so whenever NATO tweets things about the Invictus game, I was like, oh, NATO. And as we know, it's just all the nations coming together under that NATO brand or heading. And so I just love it when they tweet things outside. NATO Joint Forces Command at Brussels, and they tweeted that Claire Gibson of Britain, that's a British flag, served as a combat medic in Kosovo and returned home as a wounded warrior. She fought her way back into life through sports. Today, she won a gold medal in the 1,500-meter wheelchair racing. And so join us to celebrate her achievement. And if that is not enough, yesterday, she did one of the most amazing things, and this is really what the sport is about. It is just a wonderful, wonderful watching what she did for a fellow racer. And at the bottom on the right, Invictus said a little bit about it. It says, "Thank you, Claire Gibson, for what you did for Rola Amro at the Invictus Games Dusseldorf. Helping and supporting each other is more important than any victory or medal." And what happened in the 100 meters, Roland Amro from Team Jordan had never raced before. She was terrified of racing. And so she was going, like, I swear, so slowly. And so instead of racing, and she most likely would have medaled, Claire most likely would have medaled, she instead stayed back with Roland. And I mean, it took about, I don't know, 8 minutes for her to go 100 meters. And Claire just stayed there with her and just encouraged her. And they want, I guess, one of the Jordan team members in the back just helping her and helping her. And I mean, Claire just stayed there, right there with her all through the 100 meters. The video was about 8 minutes. And then when they got to the line, Claire allowed her to cross the line before she did. And so many people were at the line just cheering her on and cheering her on. And it was just so amazing. And it was just like, that is what the games is about, that she was able to complete it, that she was able to finish it. She was petrified and she did it. And Claire just stayed there. And it's so great now that Claire just gave up her chance of a medal in the 100 meters. And look at now, she got gold in the 1500 meters. I'm telling you, good things happen to good people. And I mean, it doesn't always happen that, but you're happy when you see good things happen to good people. That she now, not only did she get her medal, but she got, like, look at this memory. Like, I don't even know who won the race. And I'm sure that vet is a wonderful, and kudos to her. But the thing that you remember from that day is this wonderful moment. I mean, a gold medal can't replace this moment. And for Rola Amro, just the fact that she was able to cross would mean so much to her. And to know, like, what? Before that day, she probably never met Claire. And there she has someone just forego it and just put her needs above everything else and just walked with her. And she would always know that she's not alone with her friends at the Invictus Games, and the vets who are part of Invictus, because again, you never make it through these things by yourself. And so I just thought it was just the most wonderful, wonderful thing. I mean, and again, that's what the games is about. Yes, the medals are great, but these moments are what the games is about. And oh my gosh, I was so happy to see Tyra. This is her with Harry. This was part of a video, so it's a blurry. I was trying to get the best image from the video. Again, I'm not posting people's videos because I don't know what is copyrighted and what's not, and they don't want to get a strike from it. And so this was them in the middle. They would I guess they were in the the village. And so Harry talking to her, and this is Invictus tweeted about her. It says, "It's wonderful to see Tyra competing at the Invictus Games. She really does have the heart of Invictus." And definitely they plugged to go see it on Netflix. And she is a part of Invictus. If you don't know her name is Yulia Paevska. She was a medic in the Ukraine, taking care of Ukrainian soldiers fighting, and also taking care of Russians. She's a medic, is what doctors do. They take care of the sick. It doesn't matter what country you're from. And then she was also, training for Invictus that was supposed to be at The Hague last year. And right before, and she was also being filmed and filming the Heart of Invictus. And the Russian kidnapped her. And for about 3 months, they held her. She was abused in a lot of ways there. She did not think, she's still in a place where she can't believe she is out, that she actually made it out. She didn't, they basically wanted her to, off herself. And so, but she made it out. They released her. Her daughter came last year and in her place, and really, you know, putting it out there for the world to know what was going on. And then Russia released her. Her daughter was at The Hague, took her place in archery, and also, won a silver medal, which was so wonderful. But I didn't realize she seemed to be having a lot of medical issues. She's walking with two walker, like a cane, two canes, and at one point I saw her in a wheelchair. So I think she is having some medical issues, which I'm sure, when you're I'm sure the Russians were kind to her, as I said, she was, there was a lot of abuse there. What happened to her? She hadn't gone into all the details, I'm sure, but that she went through a difficult time when she was captured. So, but it's so wonderful to see her here, competing and smiling. It's like, you go, Yulia or Tyra. Tyra is a call sign, so her name is Yulia Paevska. And this is so wonderful. This is Derek, who is, he worked a lot with David Weissman, who is with Invictus to get Team Nigeria to the games. And here he is working with this wonderful lady, Gloria Orwoba. She is a senator from Kenya. And so she is also working to get the Kenyan team to be a part of the Invictus game. And that's her. The first time I saw her is in this interview with Harry in the middle there. And then she is on the left with Harry at the games, and that is David right next to her there taking a picture, and you see her. Let's see. So you see her there talking to Prince Harry, and also on Harry's right, that is the Ukraine Minister of Veteran Affairs. Her name is also Yulia Lupitina, and so she is the Minister of Veteran Affairs in the Ukraine. So both of them were sitting with Harry, and Harry was talking to both of them, and so Gloria. Gloria did an interview with Hello Magazine, as you can see there. And so she talked a little bit about meeting Harry, and also what, the impression she got on him, and what basically they were talking about. And so this is some of the interview. Oops, I hope I didn't take too much of Hello's Hello's story, but everything was so important. So this is what she told Hello. She says, this is part of what she told Hello, actually. There was more to the article. She says she exclusively told Hello he was so human, he's so down to earth, and he connects with the people. There was an incident when we were sitting in the stands. There was this guy who came and said, "Please, Prince Harry, would you hold this picture of," I think it was a family member who had passed away during the war. He wanted a photo of Prince Harry holding the photo of the family member, and was so nervous, but he just said, or Harry just basically said, "Oh, is that your family member? No problem." And he held the picture. And I thought to myself, well, look at that. I am still soaking it in, but these are some of the leaders we need in the world. She's talking about Harry, his humanity and all of those things, and just how wonderful he is and down to earth he is. And so there was a lot more of that. She went on to say Gloria was in Dusseldorf to talk to the prince about entering Kenya into the games after Nigeria were accepted this year as the first African country to compete since the game's inception in 2014. Revealing more about her chat with the Duke in the stand, she says, he loves Kenya, and he has a lot of history in Kenya. He was like, "How many wounded soldiers do you have?" He was more interested in the people that the games are going to impact. It was more like mental health issues or physical injuries. He was more concerned that the team who joined the Invictus Games, but we need to make sure that it impacts the people it's made for. So again, Harry is all about making sure that the veterans that the games were made for, the ones who, really on the edge. It's not about, physical prowess and how fast you can run. Those people on the edge, those, one of 22, who basically take themselves out. Those are who the games are made for. She goes on to say, she talks also about Meghan. She says, Gloria also revealed how much the Duchess of Sussex is behind her mission to end period poverty, which has been her main role as a senator after she made headlines for attending Parliament with a period stain. Gloria explained that she had planned to link with Meghan, but has to return to New York to talk at the UN General Assembly. I was looking forward to meeting her, but I have to go to New York because I'm speaking at the Clinton Global Initiative at the United Nations General Assembly. So we just sort of missed each other, but there are plans to have that conversation because she's very vocal about ending period poverty and having girls and women menstruate with dignity. And so from there, she's like, she was planning to meet up with Meghan there, but because Meghan is coming later in the week, or at least supposed to come later in the week, they're going to miss each other, but they will meet up or chat at some point. So that's so awesome. I mean, and again, I just love her. I was like, oh, and I love Gloria's hat too. I was like, ooh, Gloria, I'm feeling your hat, So it's just really great. Again, Harry's just been meeting and just networking and just meeting all of these people, throughout the last couple of days. And again, every single time you see a picture, he's with other people. And so he's just making FaceTime with everyone, so everybody feels welcome and loved and taken care of. And that, it's really, really wonderful to see. This is really Harry's Invictus. Yes, the vets as well, but and here's Harry again. These are two Colombians. Again, Colombia is one of the new teams to Invictus. They came in this year. And again, kudos to David Weissman, who works with Invictus and is one of Harry's BFF. And he's also in the heart of Invictus. David Weissman, if you don't know, David and Harry are friends from Afghanistan. And David, I think it's still in him, actually, was injured. He had a bullet in him that ended up in his lungs, and he flatlined a couple of times. And he is here today to tell the story. It's amazing this man is still alive. But David works for Invictus, and he works with bringing teams to Invictus, and he is instrumental in getting teams from Nigeria, Colombia, and Israel to the Invictus Games. I mean, we have been covering his travels with these teams throughout since The Hague. And so it is wonderful to see the fruition. And here is one of Team Colombia who won a medal. And I think he won it in wheelchair, I guess. I was trying to find out which sport he won it in. And it might be wheelchair race, but he won a here he is with his gold medal. Team Colombia. I'm telling you, Team Colombia and Team Nigeria are doing great. They have already medaled, and it is wonderful to see. And so here is Harry with two of the Team Colombia, and Harry is over here and noticing. I'm telling you, how many pair of shoes did Harry bring to The Hague? Every outfit Harry has, he has a new pair of shoes. Here's Harry's new pair of shoes. I was just like, Harry is making sure we never ever laugh at him ever again for his shoes. His shoe game is on. I'm telling you, look at the shoes. Amazing, And so so here's Harry walking with Francesco Arezzo, I think how you say his last name. And so that's them walking and chatting together. And again, Harry meeting all the people that are there. It's wonderful to see his connection with all of them. And this one made me laugh. Wally Nori, he is a vet from the UK, and you can tell he's from the Middle East. He's from, I guess he was probably from Afghanistan, but he was working, and he is part of the UK team. And so he has won 4 medals. And those are his kids with all the medals around their necks. And it's just so wonderful. So on BBC One, with JJ. He had this cool interview with JJ, and JJ asked the kids, how are you feeling about your dad? And the little, the older one on his right says, super duper proud. The kids were so excited about their dad, and they were all excited, and it says Wally Nori's family reacts to its success. Team UK competitor lost his sight in Afghanistan. Watch the one. So I guess more of his story is going to come up in the show. And so that's him meeting Harry down at the bottom there. And he told his cool story because he is blind and he runs like I saw a race that I think was like the 100 meters. And, he's blind, so he's running with his runner. I'm telling you, that man is fast. He obviously won the race. He is fast. It is amazing how fast he is. So he says, meeting Harry, this person comes up to him and says, hello. And he says, hello, who are you? And Prince Harry says, Prince Harry. And they both broke out laughing. Obviously, he's blind. He's just this person. He's here saying hello and shaking his hand. And he has no idea who the person is because he can't see the person. And so it was just very funny how he told it. I was like, oh, that's how cool. I was going to move my banner, my brand here so that I can read this well. And so, and I saw this again. I didn't see, the video for, the rest of the interview. So to hear the story, I'm sure we'll be able to get it on YouTube later. But thank you, Idris Bayat, saying a little bit more about Wally. He says, a big congratulations to Wally Nori winning a gold medal in the Invictus Games today in Dusseldorf. In 2009, he was working with the British forces as a translator and cultural advisor in Afghanistan when he was hit by an IED placed by the Taliban, leaving him blind. So yeah, I'm telling you, the traumas that these men and women have gone through, and to see them now, it is amazing. It is absolutely the joy on their face and their faces to be able to overcome in these ways. It's absolutely amazing. So kudos to Wally, and I look forward to hearing more about his story. And his kids are so adorable. They are so adorable. The little girl is like super duper proud. It's like, oh, so absolutely wonderful. And here's Harry meeting some in the U.S. The U.S. team, the U.S. Army Corps says, when Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, wants to stop by and chat, retired Army Corporal Corinne Hamilton of Team US with her aunt and best friend all smiles at the Invictus Games, and Harry stopped by to say hello. So it's like, oh, that is so adorable. I'm telling you. I absolutely love it. And obviously today being 9/11, I'm telling you, I just love how Invictus Games, the detail. I mean, I noticed that from The Hague last year, how the details of these games, how they have missed nothing. It just like whoever it is that does their planning, and I'm telling you, the most detail-oriented person. But so of course they did not forget 9/11, which is today, the memorial today. So they set up a memorial so I think people could come in and sign the wall. And so yeah, have a moment. And I think for the games as well, they had a moment of silence in memory of those lost during 9/11. So great. I mean, as a New Yorker, I'm like, yeah, thank you so much. That meant a lot. And so yeah. And rugby. Oh my goodness. Today was all rugby. Today was the semifinal match and the finals. And so the semifinals was Australia and France, as you can see here. And Australia ended up winning it. Invictus Australia says the Wheeling Diggers have claimed bronze in the wheelchair rugby. A full stadium and a roar and the crowd cheer and the competitors to victory at the Invictus game in Germany. Team Australia defeated France 20-17 in a nail-biting match. I'm telling you, the crowd for rugby today was amazing. I'm going to post the links in our community page. Again, I don't know what's copyrighted and what's not, so I'm just gonna put the links in the community page so that way you can launch. Oh my goodness, especially this one, oh boy, this one is the US versus the UK for the gold medal. The funny thing with US and rugby is not even not all that big in the US as a sport. It's a major thing in the UK. It's not a major thing in the US. So I'm always amazed that the US rugby team, the wheelchair rugby team, does so well. It's just like whenever it's like US, the rugby is not a big thing in the US. That's more wheelchair rugby, yet wheelchair rugby is such a great thing. I mean, it is amazing. The US has been doing great at it. And so so they were playing for the finals today. The crowd was amazing, especially the UK. I mean, they were going crazy. It was like absolutely amazing. The atmosphere, the singing, oh my word. So I'm gonna post all the links in the community page so that you guys, and also the show notes here, so you guys can take a look at it. But Prince Harry obviously was there. Here he is in the middle and the right there in the front row watching wheelchair rugby, and that's team UK there in the red. I mean, they were amazing. They were absolutely amazing. So yeah. So and the stadium, look at the stadium, David actually was doing an interview and he said that they weren't sure if it was going to drop off drastically because, the opening ceremony was fantastic. And then, it's the week, people are going back to work and stuff. So, but when you look at the crowd that was there for rugby, it was just like, whoa. The stadium was full, and everybody having a great time. And this is hang on a second. On the left is part of Team UK. I mean, they were going crazy. It was fun watching them celebrate and sing and cheer on and all of that stuff. And Harry and his team come in, and Harry and his two mates, both of whom are amputees. There, and Harry showing off his shoes, I guess. I mean, it's like, they are mates. So, and that's David. You can see David there as well. And this is part of the American team on the right there. So Alethea Magazine, which is really a small account on Twitter, but she's been it's been really doing great job reporting. It says reporting from the Invictus Games, Dusseldorf wheelchair rugby, England fans getting their team fired up, and she was not kidding. That's them on the right. On the left there, and so wheelchair rugby, and look at the stands. Look at all these people in the stands. And that's just a little part. It goes all the way around, and so all of it was full. And Harry and look at Harry over there showing off his shoes again. Different shoes. Here is Harry in a different outfit and different shoes. Look at that. These lighter brown shoes. I'm telling you, Harry's shoe game is on. His shoe game is on. And so Harry's like, y'all would never laugh at me ever again, And in the end, the US beat the UK. The US won it. I think it was like 21 to 15 or something like that. I forgot the exact score. I think it's 21 to 15, whatever. But the US definitely won it. So Team US, Invictus Team US says it's just like the Team US. And just like that, Team US, Invictus Team US is the Invictus DE Wheelchair Rugby Champions, USA, USA. And then Paralympic Games, which also supports the Invictus Games, and obviously the Invictus Games always support them as well. So they tweeted out, USA win the wheelchair rugby final at Invictus DE. They beat UK to take the victory in Dusseldorf. Check out the celebration. Yeah. And in the end, you see like Prince Harry giving out the medals and all of that. So I'll put all the links to the videos, and so that way you can take a look at them. And it's also, if you're also on social media, you'll see it. If you're on Spottable, I'll also put the links over there as well, and so you can see them there. So very exciting day for Team US. Very, very exciting. And I'm telling Harry with kids. I was like, there were so many others too with all of these little kids. Just Harry was basically just sitting there, and they all just coming up to say hi. And it's just like, oh, I mean, and I'm so here for the little baby and the look, it's like I am and something daddy. I was like, oh, I love this. I love the kids. They're so proud of their parents. I mean, you should see. There's a video with little kids. They were asking them, about the games and stuff, and so they were so proud of their parents who were competing. And it's a different way for them to see sports. Like, it's not just people who are fully bodied, like able bodied, they see the beauty and just the competition of those, like, who are amputees or in wheelchairs and stuff. And they are so excited. I remember Harry talking about just showing wheelchair basketball to Archie, and it just like, and Harry, and he said Archie loves it. He loves wheelchair basketball. So in my head, that's why I was just like, maybe he'll bring Archie this time. Who knows? Maybe not. Maybe, just want to keep their kids away from the limelight. But will I be surprised? No, I would absolutely not be surprised if I saw his kids, because again, this is his family. The military is his family, is where he introduced Meghan. And so I would not be surprised if, and obviously keep them away from the press even while they're there. But I would not be surprised if his kids came and were introduced to his military family. So anyway, that's it. That's all I got. Oh my goodness. Again, so amazing, so inspiring, so just like, I'm telling you, what Harry has created is just, it blows my mind how many people's lives that is impacted. And just, it blows my mind just also too, just how embraced it is by so many, the different governments, the different defense, departments and the military. It's just like, it brings the community together in a way that just nothing else does. And it's not just, one country. It's like all around the world, people are coming together and just supporting and loving and encouraging and inspiring each other, and then in turn inspire the world. It is amazing. So I am just, I cannot wait. Next games is going to be right here in Canada. So Lord willing, I'm alive, that I'm going to. I'm not going to have to fly to Europe. It's going to be right here in Canada, right here in Vancouver. So it will be amazing. And I very, very excited to it. About it. But again, these games have been so incredibly, I mean, it's only 2 days. And I mean, there's so many more things that have happened that I could have talked about, but there's only so much space this app will take at a time. So next time I will talk about some others that I've had to take off. I had to trim down my presentation because it was too much, and I had to oh my God, it went over 50 megs. So I had to trim it down. So anyways, I thank you guys so much. Again, I'm going to drop this at today. Thank you, Lydia, Church Nelly, Karen M, Cookies and Cream, Black Queen. To all of you, whether all of you are in the chat or not, you are amazing. I am so grateful for you and for all that you do to make this podcast safe and fun for all of us. Thank you. Thank you to all of you who support the channel on a monthly basis. To 2 Cents crew, thank you all so much. Gosh, you're the reason why I'm able to pay for a lot of the things that I have to pay for to make this channel work. So I am so grateful for your support. Thank you so much. And again, if you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Help me build this channel, make it bigger and please share it with your friends so that they can, be a part of it. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. And if you're able to join our 2 Cents crew, where you support the channel on a monthly basis. Thank you to those of you who support in the chat, whether it's by a donation or a super thanks, a super sticker, a super chat, or however you donate there, or you support via, PayPal or Cash App. Thank you to all of you so much. And so anyways, I will see you guys next time. Have a fantastic day. And yeah, I will see, well, I'm actually going to post this today. So I will see you all in the chat. All right. So have a great day, and I will chat with you later today. Bye.